Okay, let's go live. It's James speaking, trendingsites.io. Atlas, the brand new browser from ChatGPT, OpenAI. This is a really cool thing that I think people aren't really giving enough credence to when it comes to education space. Why? Well, I'm going to go over and show that to you today. We're going to cover a whole bunch of hacks that are about the person who may have bought your course or the student that may have attended your class. But there's a huge shift that's happening because of Atlas and what is capable now in YouTube. So that's what we're going to cover. I'm going to take a look at some of the things there. And if you're not familiar with Atlas, what I'll do is I'll open it up so that you can see it. But Atlas is a browser that is really ChatGPT that replaces Chrome or Firefox or Safari or Edge or whatever platform that you're using where you normally log in to do some browsing on the internet. Basically, you open Atlas and Atlas is your browser. So if you haven't seen it before, what I'm going to do is we'll open up some screens here. And again, all of this information is available to you. I'm just going to go and we'll actually go to the desktop here so that you can see it. And in my case, let's minimize this. I'm just here in my blank screen. I'm looking at it. And if I go down to the bottom, you'll see that I now have this one called ChatGPT Atlas and Comet, which is from Perplexity, which is another AI browser. And again, these are built-in AI. They're not browsers by themselves. They're AI. So you're going to see why this is important in a second. I'm going to open up Atlas and we'll actually go to see where that came from and how you can open up a copy. Let's just drag the page over here. And I'm just opening up a regular page with Atlas. You can see in the top there, it shows Atlas, ChatGPT Atlas. And this was actually a page that is available for you. And this is where I'm getting the prompts and some of the work that we're going to be working on. But it's got tabs exactly the same as you're used to. And let's go back and we'll just take a look at ChatGPT/Atlas. And this is where you get Atlas. Now, it is available for Mac right now. It will be available for Windows shortly, is my understanding. And if you want to know a little bit more about it, you can read and watch the videos there. And I've covered it as well in some of the other videos on the channel. And like and subscribe, obviously, if you want to see all sorts of videos like this. But we've got this thing, we download, we install it, and when we open up, we get something that looks exactly the same as a regular browser. There's tabs across the top, just like we normally have. There's all my bookmarks. There's all sorts of stuff about the extensions, if I want to use my extensions, for example. Download folders, passwords, all of that stuff is identical, and it's now available in Atlas. Now, here's a really cool part. I'm thinking about this, and I'm going, well, maybe I want to take a course or I want to go and learn something. And in many cases in the past, what you would do is you might go and do a search. And usually, for me personally, I end up searching on YouTube to learn from other people as opposed to doing a search for something on Google. And in fact, YouTube is the second largest search engine after Google. And in many cases, people are either doing the search in ChatGPT or they're doing the search in YouTube, and then they're trying to mix both of them together, or take one from one place, bring it over and kind of analyze it, do all sorts of stuff over in ChatGPT. But they've been two separate pieces. Now, what this has done, it allows us to, we'll just open this up here. It allows us to open a new tab or two, just the same way that I did. And you'll notice watch when I open the tab at the top. Watch what happens. I hit the plus sign to open a tab. Watch where the tab shows up. This is actually a setting we'll cover in another video, but I like the fact that these scrolling tabs open by the plus sign where I add them, not off to the right where I'm squishing another tab in or trying to find the one I just opened. In my case, what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go to YouTube. And again, one other thing, you'll notice that I opened a brand new tab. I'm at the ChatGPT regular interface. I'm not, doesn't look like I'm on Google. And if I do a search here or type a URL, we'll just do on this one, we'll do YouTube. And I'm just going to hit enter. And it's going to bring up YouTube exactly the same as I normally would. I put a URL in, I'm going to get YouTube, we're here. And I'm logged in on a different account up in the right-hand corner than my regular one. and I've got a whole bunch of videos here that show up. Now, I might be interested in AI, I might be interested in pickleball, I might be interested in sales, whatever it happens to be, you usually have some examples across the top. And in my case, I'm going to do AI because that's the kind of stuff I follow and I like. And I'm going to go and try and learn some stuff about AI. So I might go in and I might put in a search and say, something about what are the best ways to prompt, to create courses with prompts. So I'm just putting something to search in. I'm going to go in and I get all of these particular videos that are available. Oh, there's one of mine. Pretty cool. Got the shorts, all sorts of stuff that are there. But I'm on this, and normally what would happen is I might go and I might look through the videos, have some stuff like this, watch a whole bunch of videos, try and figure it out. But now, because I have Atlas, in the upper right-hand corner, you're going to see the thing that says Ask ChatGPT. And when I open it up, a side panel shows up. Now, here's some cool things. This side panel is adjustable, so you can see I can open and close it here. See, there we go. So I can adjust the width of the side panel to give myself some additional real estate. And you'll also notice here that when I'm looking at this, there's some already different kind of prompts or ideas about prompting that I can use because I'm on YouTube. Now, how does it know I'm on YouTube? Because you'll see right here at the bottom, it says, what are the best ways to create courses with prompts? YouTube. ChatGPT, this is the browser. It knows what's going on in the browser. What that means is it knows what I searched for, it knows what tabs are open for, and it has a memory of the web history of what I've been surfing. So if I'm trying to figure out a problem, if I'm trying out to learn something, if I've been to other websites and not figured stuff out, it has a complete picture of what it is that I'm doing in the browsing history, and it also has access to it in the chat. This is a fundamentally different way of interacting with AI because the context of what we're doing is embedded in the browser. Again, totally new way of thinking of it. And at this point, you might be going, well, is that really safe if it knows exactly what's going on everywhere? Yeah, that's a question you have to ask yourself. And in fact, up in the right-hand corner in the settings there, you can see there's some settings. There's a web browsing privacy and a data privacy. Those are some settings that you should look at and basically decide for yourself, how much do I want ChatGPT/Atlas to know about my web history? And how much do you want me to know or it to know about the personal interactions that I've had in my chats? And how do I want to work them together? That's for another video, but you do have the ability to add some guardrails. Right now, I'm showing it where I've got it open. It knows exactly where I am here, knows the page I'm on, and it knows what I'm searching for. So if I'm someone who's trying to learn something, don't necessarily have to go watch all the videos now and try and figure out which videos for me. I can go and I can basically do a couple things here. Some examples are rank results. Here's one that's already put in. It says, which of these would I like most? This is a simple example of knowing the memory of your past history, what it is you're working on, and having it look through all of these videos to make suggestions on which is the best one for you. This is just a simple idea. It's one that comes up here. I can also watch multiple ones and have it play them off on each other. And I'm going to show you these in a second. And in fact, what I'm going to do is let me open this up. I do want to show just a couple things. I have these maps and the prompts, but if you're doing learning on your own, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so we have it and you can take a look at it. Here's some of the notes is about the hacks here, and I put these in with all sorts of examples, and they're available for you in trainingsites.io. That's my free privately branded community that you can go and see all of the videos, study guides, everything that I've done on YouTube and within the campus. But here's learning mode tasks. So if someone's a self-learner, someone's trying to figure stuff out, here's some examples of some of the things it can do. And we'll do a couple of these prompts, but these are ones that I just came up with. Instant summary, for example, any video you're on, you can get an instant summary. You can ask for study notes or flashcards. You can compare multiple videos. You can extract examples. So give me examples of what's being told in there. You can create case studies. You can identify strategies, create use cases, all sorts of stuff that is stuff that you would normally do if you're trying to learn about it. So creators also have the same ability. Let's make sure I spell this correctly. Instructors or course creators, you can analyze content trends. And again, I have the prompts for these just to go and try. And there's all sorts of different ones you can use, but analyze content trends, script reverse engineering. So take a look at what your competitors or someone that you like and follow, how are they doing things? Reverse engineer the script. How did they put it together? Generate course outlines. If you have a playlist in YouTube of your own and or someone else that you follow, compare or amalgamate the lessons or the YouTube videos, create course outlines, lesson outlines, capture research notes across videos and even across tabs, generate video ideas and titles based on what you're looking at in the searches that you're doing. Even stuff if you're thinking about it, and actually we'll get to this one in a second. Let's go do, and I'll open up some examples just so that we can go through this. So here's one here. We'll do these two, and again, I have these ones for you. So we'll do this one again, just a simple one. As an example, I'm going to copy this. We'll go back to YouTube, and in my case, we're actually not in. This is Chrome right now. I'm going to go back and we'll go to Atlas. And in this one, I'm going to pick one here. Let's go and pick one. Let's go find one that we like. So prompt engineering. I'm trying to find one that I like. This one is I follow on a regular basis. So let's go take a look at this one. So I'm going to go and open this up, and it knows that I'm on this particular video. Make it a little bit bigger. Didn't want it that big. This is the one I want. Actually, yeah. Theater mode, sorry. I'm going to skip this. So now we have a video that's here. I like the video. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask anything in the bottom. So I do the Control V, summarize this video into key takeaways and timestamps. Now I'm going to do this, but remember, you can use any prompt that you want. What I'm trying to show you is that I'm now in YouTube on a video that I really like. And I'm just going to go and I'm going to do what I normally do and basically have this summarized. And in my case, how long is this video? 20 minutes. So it takes a little bit of time. What ChatGPT Atlas is doing in the back is it's actually going and it's taking the transcript, and then what it's doing is it's going to analyze it, put it into key takeaways, and build out these timestamps. Again, this is just a simple example of what you can do on any video. Now, does it have to be a video? No, it could be a list of all of the videos. It could be a playlist. Anything that is in the browser, we now have the ability to do that. And you can look here that I've got timestamps, overview, learning flow, fundamentals, iteration methods, all of the timestamps and the key points are there. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, I'm someone who maybe is going to buy a course. Am I going to go to YouTube here with Atlas and just go, well, I can summarize all sorts of videos as fast as I can. Should I bother taking a video or taking a course from someone else and sitting through 38 videos and notes, or should I just go and do it here? Now, some people might say, well, it's not the same thing. You can't really study it. It's kind of a quick overview. What about if I wanted more detail? Well, I can just prompt it, right? I can just do all of the things that I would normally do by prompting in the actual ChatGPT interface that is there. And in my case, I'm going to say, you know what? Let's go back and take a look at another video. So I'm going to go here. We'll go back to one, and here's one here. The only Gemini tutorial that you need. There's Charlie, 18-minute one. And in my case, I'm here, and I'm just going to go to the, again, compare this video to the previous one. So I can look at all sorts of different videos. It knows the one I looked at. It's now looking at this one here, and it's going through and creating a comparison between the two. What's similar, what's different, and I can be specific to the key teaching differences there. I gave it a very, very simple prompt, but you can see how it can start comparing them. even things if, for example, I go back to YouTube here, we'll open this up and I just go and say AI again on this one, and we'll look at some of these different examples of ones. And I'm just going to go and let's try a different prompt this time. Let's open up the one I was talking about. We'll go to Chrome, and I had one here that was generate study notes. So I'm going to say, turn this tutorial. We'll do this one instead, just to see how to flashcards. And again, if you want to remember stuff or someone's trying to learn stuff or how it applies, you can do study notes, you can do flashcards, you could just say, hey, how would I apply the strategy shared in here to my business? It has memory, it has access to everything. Again, you've got a really cool way to be able to work directly with all of this valuable content that's in here. Let's do this one here. We'll do this one here. Marketing Against the Grain, which is the people from HubSpot, if I'm not mistaken. And we'll wait till the ad to finish playing. I think I've got them minimized. Yeah, they're turned off. We're going to skip this. And there we go. So I'm just going to type in and I'll paste it. And I'm just going to say make flashcards for the terms in this video. And it's going to go through and create flashcards. Again, really powerful way to organize your thoughts and or the application of all of the stuff that is already available on YouTube. I'm not searching on YouTube. I'm not looking and finding all of the videos. I'm finding a group of videos, or even asking ChatGPT to find a group of videos, which was that first example that I showed you. And it's going to go find the videos for you. Don't take a course. If you're doing a class, do you have to go sit through the entire lecture? Is it something that you're trying to streamline your effectiveness in learning the material? This is a way to do it, and it's only because that we have Atlas. And this just isn't for the students or for the people taking the course. Some of the other examples that I came up with, just to give you, let me just open this one here. So I did one for, for researchers or creators. These are some examples that you might want to try. You might go on the YouTube homepage or search result, list the top 10 videos about whatever your topic is, and summarize their angles and styles. Actually, let's try that one to see what happens, because I want to show you something interesting with that. So I'm just going to copy that. We're going to go back to Atlas, and it actually did the flashcards there, right? Question and answer. The flashcards are all there. Perfect. Very cool. I'm going to go back to YouTube. I'm a researcher. I'm trying to figure this stuff all out. And I'm looking at all of these particular ones that are about AI. And I'm just going to paste in, list the top 10 videos about AI, prompting. Or we'll do avatar, we'll do prompting for course creators, and summarize their angles and styles. So watch what happens here. I put the prompt in, but there's something else that's kind of unique here. And this is where it gets really, really powerful. I'm looking at it just from the perspective of, hey, here's something that I'm working on a page, and this is what I want to do on that particular video page. But this one is, and when page angle comes with, so what it's done is it's actually gone to do a search on the page, and it's actually brought me back a list of the ones that I might want to consider to go through. Overall trends, style mix, who it is, all of these things. So there's just an example of how you can use this agent to clarify what it is that you're learning. Try and figure out if the student can do this, you can do it when you're creating content. And I came up with a whole bunch of examples on how someone who is researching this or working on it might want to consider. Analyze the content trends, script reverse engineering. Look at one that you like and ask Atlas to go and try and figure out what they did and how they did it. Create course outlines. Have it look at a playlist from your own or from someone else. Look at the videos that they've done. Create a course list. Create course outlines. Anything that you want to do to actually research, or you're a course creator. Capture research notes across videos. Create a comparison table of the 3 videos on the topic with key takeaways. Generate video ideas and titles. Now, what makes this special and why does it work? I actually have, again, some notes here I think what I'll do is I'll maybe show them here. We'll go over these. I do have actually a PDF that's available for you to download. And again, if you haven't joined, trainingsites.io/join, that's my privately branded campus. It's free to come in. All of these materials, prompts, downloads, all of the YouTube videos that I've done, even the additional course materials, those videos are all available for free. And if you want to find out more about that, obviously just go, it's free to join. So back to the prompts that I came up with this one for Atlas. Here's why it is so special. Again, it can be used by the student or the person who's going to take your course that you're trying to sell it to. So just think about that next time you go, only if I had a course, I'd be able to be financially independent, or everyone's going to buy my course. No, they're not. They already have access to this tool, and they already have access to YouTube, and they're learning how to prompt. Let that sink in for a second. So if they're doing that and you're able to do research here, you got to figure out a little bit of a different platform. That's what we're doing at Training Sites. But this is why Atlas is special. So it isn't, in this case, it isn't just ChatGPT watching YouTube. It can interact with the pages and the page context directly. So active page awareness, summarize the top videos. It knows what's on the page. Transcript integration. It knows whatever transcript is available for any video. It knows exactly what it is and has access to it without you cutting and pasting or using other tools to get the transcript from one thing to the other. And with the transcript, it has ChatGPT can use any prompt to do whatever you want with the transcript. Cross-platform research. It is ChatGPT, it's a browser. You have YouTube, but you could say something, for example, on, hey, where are the sources for that? Or what other references outside of YouTube support these particular videos? Where did they get these ideas from? How would I apply it? How did this business apply it? It'll go out and search the internet. It's a browser. It knows what you're talking about in the video. It can go out and do anything that you can do in a browser. It now has access to. And that includes, if you enable the agent mode right within ChatGPT, and if you don't know about that, make sure to check the campus because we have some additional videos on this. But think of it this way, anything that happens in the browser, I can do in ChatGPT that is the browser. And that includes things like turning it into an agent and asking it, for example, to open this channel, take out the transcripts for all of the latest videos, summarize them like this, create an Excel spreadsheet, add it into my WordPress course on my campus, create social media posts. All of it is there based on the YouTube content. So these action items, proposals are available with agents, and even you can start taking the transcripts and start doing things like adding it to Notion, adding it to your community library. Again, all of these things are available to you. And at the big picture here, you've got students, course creators, researchers, and teachers. Student may say, find the best Python basics video, summarize it and generate a quiz for me. Or based on my knowledge, which video do you suggest I look at? Or based on my knowledge, which part of this video should I watch? It has access to all of the history stuff that you've been doing directly within the browser. If you were using Google Sheets, for example, or Google Docs, and you've been working within it on a particular topic or subject, Atlas has access to that. It knows what you've been working on. Researchers, if you're watching a lecture and you want to know, hey, is that guy full of it, or does she really know what she's talking about? Ask it to cite the references outside of YouTube. Analyzing trends, looking at competitors, combining different pieces. Course creators can do this directly within Atlas and YouTube. You don't need to have a whole bunch of tools. You're directly with the AI tool and the browser. And I think the big difference here is that we're moving from where we had watch, take some notes, search, write elsewhere. And even with some tools, for example, that I've used in the past, where you may have an extension or something that takes the transcript and then converts it to something, and then you have the option of maybe saving it or copying pasting it to a document and then putting the document somewhere. Now we've got it so with Atlas, and specifically YouTube and the examples that I'm talking about as it relates to learning, we can watch ask questions directly of the video or videos, have it do whatever we need in terms of summarizing or creating actionable content that we need to get what it is that we're trying to work on or try and learn about, create that and publish that. And it is all done for us directly within the browser. This is a super cool change. It's something that is really, I think people aren't paying enough attention to how much this changes the whole course market and the whole traditional lecture or teaching market. If it's in YouTube, if it's available on the internet, this can be completely packaged into whatever different setup that is appropriate for the person, personally, how it is that they want to learn and what they need to learn. And I didn't even cover any of the other neat features like turning study mode on, which is a Socratic teaching method that ChatGPT uses. It'll ask you about the video, talk to you about the video, and bring you to timestamps about the video that relate to the questions and answers that you've given. Agent mode, deep research, all of these things are available directly within YouTube and in the browser. If you like this kind of stuff, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, of course. My name is James, it's trainingsites.io. Go join. We got lots of great stuff in there. I'd love to help you start, build, and grow your own education business. Take care and expect the best.